Should Dak sit out if he gets franchised?
So I don't think Dak should sit out if he gets franchise tag. First things first, it's $27 million guaranteed, okay? It is a guaranteed payday. I got franchise tagged after my rookie contract because the general manager wasn't the biggest fan of mine. I think he wanted to send me out of town. Mr. Irsay said, brother, McAfee's not going anywhere. So they franchise tagged me the next morning, okay? And I couldn't sign that thing quicker. Right, as soon as I heard about it, I was like, how much am I getting? 2 million guaranteed? They're like, yeah. I'm like, that's more money than I deserve. That's more money than I could have ever imagined getting. And I signed it immediately. Now, everybody knows that the franchise tag is the average of the top 5 salaries at your position without any bonuses, right? So, for instance, for me, it was kickers and punters, top 5 without any bonuses. And it was 2-point-something million at the time. And I signed it quickly because I was like, yo, I'm becoming a millionaire as soon as I signed this thing. This is awesome. Never expected. I think we're actually on a flight to Canada for Nick's little brother's birthday. We're going to Niagara Falls because he turned 19, okay? So I got a text message basically saying I'm getting franchise tagged. We were in Canada, and I looked around and I said, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. Let's go have a great time. We got all the loonies and toonies in the town. Now, once again, just like the day I got drafted, I didn't understand that a signing bonus, that the money doesn't just hop into your account like as soon as you sign your name. It took a little bit, so I was almost broke. But, I mean, we went for it in Canada. And for me, for Dak Prescott, this is a guy who has outplayed his pay. I mean, everybody knows that. He retired Tony Romo. He has performed at a level that you could have never guessed that he was going to perform for where he was drafted. He hasn't made a lot of money on the field in comparison to other quarterbacks who have done what Dak Prescott has done. Now, going into a contract, the coach that you've had getting fired is a wild move for you, okay? So for me, going into my contract year, Jim Caldwell gets fired, whole new coaching staff, whole new general manager thing. Even in high school, going into my senior year of soccer, coach gets fired, see you later. In college, going into my senior year, coach leaves, new coaching staff, see you later. It's just one of those things where whenever you have a new GM, a new coach, whatever, they don't have a new GM, a new coach, you have to reprove yourself, and those people have visions of what they think the future is supposed to be. I would assume that this franchise tag is much more McCarthy's decision than it is Jerry Jones' decision. I would assume that Mike McCarthy is saying, hey, I would like to know how I like this guy, how we get along. Before we sign this guy up for a 5-year massive deal, I would like to know that I get along with him. Now, many people are saying, well, if Dak gets franchise tagged, he should just hold out because he deserves more. I agree. I think Dak has done everything you could possibly do to deserve and earn a massive contract. It just so happens that the situation that he's currently in with a new head coach, a new set of coaches around him, now Kellen Moore stays, but everything like that, I think this is going to have to be, yet again, for Dak Prescott, another prove-it year for Dak. Now, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. I just think that's the situation that he's in. Now, well, hello there. Utilize the promo code PAYTHEBILLS and get $20 off your first order from SeatGeek. Now, back to the magic. Would you take $27 million guaranteed if you're Dak Prescott? I know I would. Now, am I anywhere near the position that Dak Prescott's in for potentially getting $100 and some million contract, which is what he owes? I agree he deserves that, but in this particular situation, I think you sign it. I think you continue to prove that you're an outright baller. You make a lot of money off the field because you're still the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback. You build up a relationship with Mike McCarthy, and then you get broken off after next season, especially if they get to the playoffs. Jerry Jones, in that magical interview he did while promoting
Salvation
Army, he said, I just want to win a game. Okay, I just want to win games. And my hand does not get cramps when it's writing checks. I think if you go back in history, though, he didn't want to pay Tony Romo. He didn't want to pay this guy. He didn't want to pay. Sometimes it's not the cramp that gets in there, but he definitely gets mind block whenever he wants to do it. It's a massive amount of money whenever you're dumping in a quarterback, and I think they want to make sure McCarthy and Dak are a good fit. But if I'm Dak, I don't ruin anything that I had going this past season. This past season, he was a much better quarterback than he had been in years past. Let's continue to ride that train. Let's not get rusty. Let's dominate and know that on the other side, there's a massive contract coming. Or you can just sit out, chill, and then there's just a massive question mark on who's going to want to pay a guy that chose to sit out an entire year because he didn't want to make $27 million guaranteed. It's like a Lev Bell type situation. Lev Bell wanted to sit out for this, sit out for that, and he ended up in the end not really getting as much as he had hoped. He did get $30-some million guaranteed, but he was nowhere near the player that he was before that. I think Dak, it sucks. It absolutely sucks the situation he's in, but I think he's got to play and get that $27 million.